You can't control the weather. It's something you hear landscape photographers say all the time. And nowhere is that more true than the Faroe Islands. One minute there's light, the next rain, hail, or worse. It's also fleeting. So when it comes together, it makes it all the more sweet. Today, well, let's just say it was fleeting. So the weather has turned on us, definitely today from yesterday. It's kind of a whiteout here. But we're gonna go out and explore anyway. We're downtown Torfshan right now. Gonna get some food and then, I don't know, go find somewhere to shoot some pictures. At least it's not raining. Is that? So I know a lot of people probably just come to the Faroe Islands for the nature, landscape, seascapes, but the towns are actually really beautiful and really cool. We're in the capital right now, and this, according to one of the signs down there, is the oldest parliament building in the entire world. And I think it's actually still active. In fact, I'm pretty sure because there was just a sign saying finance minister, and apparently the prime minister's office is right in there. So this is really cool. And yeah, I think the towns here are kind of underrated. All the grass roofs and the colors, and when you have a bad weather day like today, it's something to do, to get out and explore and still see things. So we're lost somehow in the middle of this like harbor. We're lost in the old town. And if the people from the Faroe Islands are listening, the Faroe Islands Tourism Board are listening, if you want to like just let me have this house, I will live in that house happily until the day I die. Amazing spots. But we're getting hungry, woo, and almost run over by cars. So we're gonna go get some dinner. One of the things I'm constantly telling photographers, new photographers especially, is don't let weather deter you too much. Yes, it's nasty outside, but there's still so many images that you can make in places like this by using this mood, by embracing this atmosphere. We've come down to this spot that has this classic Instagrammable like road that twists and turns, and we didn't shoot it because it was foggy, but we found this canyon that has a bridge down it. And I think it's a fairly simple image. I think it's just a long lens shot straight down the canyon with this mood, a little bit blown out in the top, but it's nice. And it captures the spirit of the day, which is exactly this weather, a little bit moody or very moody. And yeah, you can see it down this way. I'm gonna shoot it. So we passed this place like maybe 10 times already, and every single time we do, I see this barn with this stone fence around it and the background, and every time I want to shoot it, and every time the situation's not right. The situation's still not ideal, but I think we can probably get a shot. Mike's down in the grass, trying to kind of get the grass as a blurry foreground, which is exactly what I'm going to do. There's some flowers to use as a foreground as well. So I'm going to take out the 70-200, get really low, blur out the foreground, and just have the barn and the fjord in the background, or at least that's the plan. We're learning quickly that the weather moves quickly, and it rained when we got here, and now it's dry for a minute. And I've got this shot set up and shot, 4-stop grad ND filter, a polarizer, to kind of help with the contrast. And yeah, I think it's not a great image. It's nothing that's gonna blow your minds or anything. It's very simple, but it's something different from those classic iconic shots you see in the Faroe Islands, and that's kind of the point of this trip. Yes, we're shooting the iconic, we have and we will, but we're also trying to find those new locations, the places and the things that other people haven't shot yet. So yeah, happy with this. And time to move on to somewhere else that's hopefully also not raining so hard. But as you can see by the lens, yeah, it's still raining a little bit. We're just getting absolutely skunked with the weather today. It seems like there's breaks and then it just starts raining again and then it gets foggy and it's hard. It's hard to stay super positive. But I think we're gonna drive back home, relax for a bit as it gets dark. And if we see something, we see something. If not, we've got sunrise, hopefully, potentially. But this is life as a travel photographer. Epic places like the Faroe Islands or Iceland or Norway, they are messy sometimes. And that's why they're so beautiful. It's the weather and the erosion and the geography that makes them so wildly beautiful. So sometimes you need to deal with the wild weather as well. And yeah, that's how things are going so far today. Ooh, so today was tough. It was tough in the bad weather. It's so hard shooting photography in bad weather, and it's even harder vlogging in bad weather because you're worried about mics and then there's spots all over the lens and you can't keep any of your gear dry. It's a mission. It's an absolute mission. And I think it's funny because I think when I'm leading these trips, I'm so concerned about making sure everybody gets epic images all the time. And I'm a bit of a control freak. So I get a bit freakish about the weather. Like, I wish I could control it. And today we kind of just drove around constantly as I was trying to control the scenario and the weather, and I was trying to control everything and things I can't control. Because when it's foggy and windy and rainy, sometimes you just need to take a day off. But I feel like when people pay to come travel and explore the world and see the world with you, you should definitely try your hardest to make cool images. And yeah, like I said, it was tough, and I think it was tougher for me than the participants. As the participants, they're cool, just exploring, but I want to give them the absolute best. I want to constantly give them great and epic light and the best scenarios possible. So it was a trying day for sure for me. I'm on my laptop now, and I'm just scrolling through the images from today, and yeah, it's there's not good images, but there's probably one image that I really like, and I'd say that on a normal trip, on a normal day, in a normal location, if I got one photo in a day, I'd be stoked. So it's not the end of the world for sure. It's just kind of when you come to a place as epic as the Faroe Islands, you want to show that and you want to shoot that. But also that's not the reality. And again, like I say all the time, that's the reason I do this channel the way I do it. I think so many channels and so many travel guides and so many Instagram feeds and so many people out there on social media make it all seem like cherries and roses and rainbows all the time. They make everything seem amazing. A lot of Instagram accounts even make terrible weather look amazing. And I think it's important to show that it doesn't always go like that when you travel, and that it's really important for you to try to stay positive when things aren't going your way. And when things are challenging and you're fighting the weather a little bit, those are the times more than ever that you need to stay positive, and you need to remind yourself that I'm in the Faroe Islands exploring and traveling and having just the time of my life. And how crazy is it that I get that opportunity? And how lucky am I that I get that opportunity when so many people around the world don't have that opportunity? When so many people are just trying to survive or sneak their kids across borders to have a better life, or just working so hard to try to find food to put on their plate, or traveling. I have a very privileged life. And everybody that gets to travel this way, they have privileged lives. And I think it's days like this that it's really, really important to remind ourselves how privileged we are just to be here. And we get a little bit greedy with this desire to always capture photos and trying to get even more out of life. We're trying to squeeze this lemon dry for our lemonade. And I think it's really important to have days like this. And days like this that can kind of level you out and remind you that we are privileged to be here and we are lucky. So I'm going to end it with that talk. Short video today because of the weather, bad weather on the Faroe Islands, and hopefully tomorrow it's better. Although the forecast isn't great. But yeah, we'll cross that bridge tomorrow. I'll see you guys there. Peace.